So if you want, I want you to read aloud, okay, as if this is your answer. All right, let's try this. Do you come from a large or a small family?
Well, well, my immediate family is not very big. Although I have a large extended family that includes many uncles, aunts, and even cousins. We are a close-knit family and we like to keep in touch with one another. So birthdays, celebration, anniversaries are noisy and crowded affairs.
All right. When was the last time you had a family function?
The last time that we had a the last time that we had a family function was, I guess, 5 years ago when my grandfather had his 90th birthday. Everyone everyone who lives abroad went home here in Bicol to celebrate his birthday, and it was a surprise. His face was very shocked and happy when he saw all of his daughters and sons together in one occasion.
Would you take a friend on a family holiday?
It depends because on a family holiday, there's so many people and it's rather crowded. So I don't think I would be able to give her the attention that you normally do a guest. But if she wants to mingle with my family and with how to give it a go.
IELTS Practice online. Are you familiar with this website? I think the owner of this is a group of ex-examiners or Cambridge. They work with Cambridge or used to work with Cambridge. Okay, but anyway, I love this one of the websites that I really like. In what way is your family important to you?
My family is important to me in every way because they are my support system and they help me financially to go through with my career and my studies. Back when I was studying
Okay, stop. It's okay to pause. All right. There are times when I expect a pause, but you say a filler instead. Like lessen your fillers. Give me more of those pauses that because when I listen to you, ratatatata, ratatata, dire-derecho, you don't stop. Manage your timing. Give your examiner time to absorb what you're saying. If they're not able to absorb, they will not understand. Communicate. For you to be able to communicate, you have to give your listener time to absorb what you're trying to say. Okay? All right. Manage your timing. Pause, stop. Pause, stop. All right? Okay, one more time. Let's answer another question. What sorts of things do you like to do together?
We mostly like to go to the beach together, especially when it's summertime. I remember back when I was younger, we had we had this annual celebration of our birthdays during the month of March and April. We would go to a beach just 2 hours from where we live, and all of us will be cramped into a bedroom. And
We would go to the beach,
uh,
which is, that is. Complex sentences, you need them. Nasaan na yun? 7. In terms of grammatical range and accuracy, uses a range of complex structures with some flexibility. How do you, so what are complex sentences? What are the words? So if you don't know what complex sentences are, all you need to do is remember the magic words. What are the magic words? Such
Fanboys. Fanboys. Tama ba? Fanboy.
no, no.
No? Hindi ba yun?
Fanboys
No?
are coordinating conjunctions.
Alright.
To form complex sentences, you need non-fanboys. Okay, non-fanboys. And they are the subordinating conjunctions. Ito yun, no? Module 6. O, diba? Memorize ko yan. And then there's a third group called the correlative conjunctions, but they're not really highlighted by, although they're classified as coordinating, but IELTS considers the use of correlative conjunctions as advanced. Coordination, see the picture, 2 sentences connected by a conjunction. All right. These are the coordinating, the fanboys. Correlatives are the pairs. Both and, not only, but also advanced. Either or, neither nor, either neither, whether or, just as, so too. You saw this earlier, right? Just as, so too.
Yes, yes.
These are the subordinating or subordinate conjunctions. They express time, reason, concession, place, condition, manner. You see, if is there. Because is there. Express reasons. Use more. Okay. Where is which? And since, so that, shows result. In order that, okay. Even though, although, where, wherever, while, in case, until, use them. Okay, use them. Now, on my website, I specifically wrote there 3 main ways to join clauses. These are magic words. Use them. That, which, who, whose. My grandfather, who had a lot of mistresses. My grandfather, whose mistresses were incomparable in terms of number, because he has one, he's the only person that I know of with the most number of mistresses. Okay. Which? Here are more. Okay. While, because, although, as, when, until, use them. You want to get the 25%, diba?
Yes, yes.
GRA is 25%. Okay ka nga sa sa lexical resource, no? Dami mong new words ngayon eh. Pero in terms of fluency, you're lacking that musicality of conversational English. Okay? In terms of grammar, I'm not hearing much of your, you have to be correct with your sentences. You have to be mindful of them. That's the reason I ask my students to practice writing scripts. Try mo siguro mga 2 or 3 topics. For common topics lang, common. Why common, Ana? Because yung mga yung sa tingin mo definitely itatanong sa'yo. Why? Kasi part 1, diba 33%, 1/3 of your speaking band score. You want to get that, you want to have a foundation already. Ay, wag mo na siyang, para hindi mo na siya problemahin on test day. Mag-prepare ka na sa kanya para ang poproblemahin mo na lang yung less common for part 1, tsaka yung parts 2 and 3. You have to have structures. You have to have magic words. Okay? You have, pag tinanong ka, dapat automatic ang sagot. At saka I'm listening for helpful phrases to begin your expressions. Almost none. Almost none, huh? Try to sound conversational. Galing kay Keith to. When Keith, sabi niya kasi, like when you use well, so that's a feature of native speakers' accent, the expressions that they use.
Yes.
All right. So when you use these expressions, you try to sound like a native speaker when you do that. Okay, what else? See that? Actually, yes. I would not say. In fact, ayan, you have to have a structure. Don't do this. You can say they. Nowadays, you can say they to refer to his or her. You can say they, huh? Nowadays, that's acceptable, especially in IELTS. All right, let's try another. Should we rely heavily on our families, or is it better to try to be independent?
Well, it depends.
You can give yourself time to think, well, I think that it's better to, because reason one, reason two. However, or on the other hand, it might also be good to be independent for several reasons. You don't really need to say that, but if you want to give yourself time to think, no, what are the reasons why being independent is good or advantageous? All right, so reason one, reason two, and then what is your opinion about it? And I actually prefer to be independent because I can always visit my family anytime if I want to. Ayan. And keep your answers, the content itself, simple. Take my feedback constructively. All right. This is
Yes,
not
yes.
to give you headache or to make you more nervous. No, this is to help you to improve. You still have time to prepare. 1 week is long enough, huh? Okay. Should we rely heavily? Take note, the keyword there is heavily on our families, or is it better to try to be independent?
Um, Not necessarily. I believe that it is better to be independent because you have relied they have you have relied on your family your entire life. Now it's the time to pay them back by means of helping them with the expenses at home, or giving them some finances, or giving them financial support.
Take note, there are two sides. Okay. Discuss the first side. Discuss your answer. When you say not necessarily what? Rely heavily on our families, or better to try to be clear. One more time. Should we rely on, listen to the question carefully. Should we rely heavily on our families, or is it better to try to be independent? Well, I don't think that it's bad to heavily rely on our families. I think that really depends on the culture. For instance, in my culture, the Filipino culture, even adults still live with their parents. It's not really because adults rely heavily on our families, or they don't want to go independent, but it's part of our daily living. It's part of our culture. It's part of our identity as Filipinos. However, in my opinion, I think it's better to try to be independent, especially when we are adults already. There are two sides. Compare them. Okay? Try to answer this. Okay, one more time, please. Ano bang mga tinatanong sa'yo sa sa review center? What topics have you covered already?
Um, Environment, pero first time ko mag-family ngayon kasi hindi pa kami nag-family.
Common
Yes,
topics, ha?
yeah.
Common topics. Well, you know what the common topics are? Family, yun and ito common topics. Some less common might be considered to be common or vice versa. Ayan. These are common. Anyway, they're easy to talk about. Accommodation, animals, arts, books, celebrations, yan, films, food, friends, health, hobbies, hometown, music, neighbors, travel, work, weather, and so on.
Sorry.
Okay, tapos, after this class, focus ka muna sa speaking. Yung writing naman, pwede nating anuhin yun eh. I uploaded it in IELTS, Anna. Have you seen the list of topics
Yes, I did.
for speaking?
Yes, yes.
I don't know what goes on in your head when you before you start talking to answer each question, but as you hear the question, try to visualize the outline in your mind. Anna, what are you talking about? Teka lang. Kasi you have the advantage of preparing eh. Because you already have, nandito na ba siya? You have the list of topics already. Take advantage of this tool. During my time, we didn't have any list. No, we expected to talk about anything, anything out of the blue. Sino yun? Here. What date is your exam again?
This Saturday, ma'am.
What date is that?
Saturday, 19, Feb 19.
Ay, bakit ganyan? Written mo and speaking are all in one day?
Yes, yes. Written in the morning and in the afternoon, the speaking test.
Have you downloaded the IELTS Speaking Assistant app?
I did.
You have? Have you? Have you?
I
Have you?
I have.
I have.
I had.
I have.
I have. I
I
had.
have.
I have.
Yes, I have downloaded it. Did you download? Yes, I did. It's the same in IELTS. So yan, yung mga topics, prepare for them, ha? Actually, IELTS Speaking Assistant app. And so hindi siya complete. Sa IELTS, here are the topics. Headphones, colors. Sige. Ano na ba ngayon?
14.
Let's focus on part 1 muna. Tapos tomorrow, let's go to part 2. Tapos part 3. Mahirap kasi yung sabay-sabay lahat. Let's go to colors. Ayan, no? Okay, colors. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is definitely pink. It's just the same with my daughter, and I think she influenced me with that.
Does the color pink have any meaning to you? Does it have any meaning to you?
Actually, no, it does not have any significant meaning to me. But now in the election, because of the election, I think it will. It already does. It already has. Does.
I like pink because it's such a girly color. I think compare and contrast. I think I'm a typical female, and a lot of females that I know of actually like pink. And I think the reason that people, including myself, females in particular, including myself, like pink is because it's such a girly color and it's fun to wear. And yeah, I think those are the reasons. And also, ano nga ba sabi mo about your daughter?
Influenced me.
Oh, but in the past, I didn't like pink at all. But my girl, my daughter, actually, I have to say that she influenced me to like the color pink. However, nowadays, pink has, I should say, a higher level of meaning to me because it's the color of Leni Robredo. Tama ba? One of the presidentiables for the upcoming election in May in the Philippines. And she's the only female running for the highest position in the country. And I absolutely adore her. I wish that she would win. And because I really trust her. And she reminds me heavily of the color pink. And yeah, I think that those are the reasons why I like the color pink. Kaya mo ba yung ganun?
Hindi, ma'am. Wait, buksan ko ilaw.
Kaya mo yun. Yung bang, okay na naman mag-pause, mag-stop. You can correct yourself. Huh? Don't pressure yourself too much. Feeling ko kasi masyado kang natetense minsan pag nagsasagot ka. Tama ba ako? I get that
Yes,
feeling
yes,
eh.
ma'am.
O yung bang parang kang hinahabol ng hininga. Ganun. Tama ba? Relax lang. Kwento
Yes.
lang. Importante ma-wrap up mo yung... Oh, sige nga. Let's go to colors again. What colors do your friends like? Colors with an S.
The colors that my friends like are black and yellow, I guess. I'm not quite
I'm
sure
not so
because.
sure. I have many friends and I think
Okay.
that they like many different kinds of colors. So some of my friends, they like pink. I know of well, most of my male friends, most of my male friends like the colors blue and green. Some of my gay friends like yellow and purple. Anything that's sparkly with glitters. Ayan. Be specific. No, make it specific to yourself. Okay, one more time. What colors do your friends like?
Well, it depends. I have many friends, but my best friends prefer the colors pink and yellow. I remember vividly when we were in college, we all the the three of us bought pink bags with a yellow ribbon on it, and we wore it all throughout our third year of college, and I still have it up to this day, and I cherish the memory that we had with that bag.
So pag ganyan, what colors do your friends like? So imagine, who are your friends? I have friends now. I have male, female friends. No, brainstorm quickly and go around what you have thought of. What color would you never use in your home?
I would never use the color purple on my home because I went to somebody's house and it was all purple and I did not like it at all. His wall, his walls were purple, the couch was purple, and even the vases were purple. So I think I prefer not to have that color in my home.
Buksan mo tong phrases mo to begin with as you answer. I would definitely not use the color purple in my home. Definitely. No doubt I would never use the color purple anywhere in my home. Okay, make this as your guide. Do you think colors are important?
Colors are very important. For example, in my work, we color code the patients. The yellow goes to the patients that are non-emergent, while the red ones are for the emergent cases. So with that specific color, we will know which patients. Hindi ko nagamit yung ano ko bingin ko. With that specific color, we will know which patients to prioritize and which ones can wait for us to help
How
them.
about for your personal in your personal life? Is there any significance of colors to your personal life? Because you focused on work. So in this case, you can still get a 7. All right. Yeah, most likely the examiner will, because you focus on work. Yeah, how about to yourself in your personal life? So the examiner might give you a follow-up question, all right, to elicit that answer from you. Okay, try to answer that.
Well, for my personal, uh, for my personal life,
Well,
um,
personally, you can say that. Well, personally,
okay. Personally, I like bright colors. They help make my mood better. I remember a time a week ago, I was feeling a bit under the weather, and I saw some yellow flowers outside of our home, and that instantly made me feel better.
what color clothes do you like to wear? What
Mm,
color of
I
clothes?
prefer I prefer to wear white clothes. Mostly because the weather here in the Philippines is quite hot, so wearing white helps lessen the temperature a bit. And white is symbolizes clean and pure, so I prefer to have clothes in white color.
What color of car would you choose to buy?
Mm. Well, I since I like the color white for my clothes, I might as well buy a white car to match with all my clothes. And it's easy to see in the dark. So I think me. Um, it will help me to avoid accidents on the road.
Let's talk about concentration. Is it difficult for you to stay focused on something?
Actually, no. It's rather easy for me to be focused on one thing. I just need to be in a spare bedroom, close the windows, shut the door, and have a quiet environment.
When is it hard to concentrate?
Well, as I've said earlier, I need to be in a quiet environment. So it's most
Okay,
likely
let
that
me
I
stop you
won't.
there.
Sorry.
Sometimes when people tell me, as I've said earlier, I get the feeling that I'm being reminded that you were not I wasn't listening. So
Okay.
instead of saying that, say as I've mentioned earlier. Well, as I've
Okay.
mentioned earlier, okay. As I've mentioned earlier,
Okay.
instead of as I've said earlier, hey, I said it earlier, you weren't listening. All right.
Okay.
Native speakers are very sensitive to tone, huh? Choice of words. Okay. One more time, please.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sorry. Let me ask you a different question. What may distract you when you are trying to stay focused?
I think my daughter will be the one to distract me because she's so clingy and she always wants my attention. She tends to barge into the room where I am in and just demands to have all the attention for herself. So that's the main thing that distracts me.
In what situations do you need to concentrate?
Well, um, well, I need to concentrate on my reviews for IELTS. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was reviewing intently on the spare room in our house with my tutor, and because I focused and I concentrated on the review, I passed the IELTS exam.
Is it easy for you to do two things simultaneously?
Mm, uh, yeah, that actually it's quite easy for me to do things simultaneously because I'm trained to do it every day. On my job, I have to monitor a lot of patients all at the same time. So and I do all at the same time. So I have trained myself uh, to divide the attention to many tasks.
Instead of saying a lot of patients, you can say multiple patients at the same time
Yes.
or
Okay.
several patients at the same time. Academic. A lot
Yes.
is less formal. Okay, although it's acceptable because part 1 is less formal than parts 2 and 3. All right, you can say a lot in part 1. But as a rule, if you've already mentioned a lot, don't say it again. One more topic, and then your homework would be to go through all the topics in part 1. Kaya pa ba ng powers mo to write scripts?
Parang hindi na, ma'am.
Hindi na, o sige.
Pero nire-record ko yung sarili ko kapag sumasagot ako ng mga videos sa YouTube.
Okay.
Napapansin ko naman yung fillers ko. Tapos,
Ako dati in 2 minutes, my most number of fillers would be 11 in 2 minutes. Ganun ako. And then I trained myself to lessen the fillers. Ang goal ko would be 2 fillers in 1 minute. That was my goal. Parang imposible naman yung walang fillers eh. Kahit native speakers, they say fillers too.
si Kate, nagpe-fillers din siya.
Yeah, have you noticed? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about apps. What apps have you used recently?
The app that I have used recently and I'm using now is
Apps.
the apps that I have been using recently are Facebook and Zoom. Facebook, I mostly use to communicate with my friends and my family members.
Communicate. Not what did you say?
Commune.
Commune.
Commune. Communicate.
Yes,
Commute.
commute. All right, one more time. Sounds of English.
The apps that I have been using are Facebook and
The apps. The
the app.
apps.
Right.
The apps.
The apps. The apps.
The
The
apps.
apps that I have. The apps.
There's a wide
The app.
sound that connects them.
The apps.
The apps. Yaps. Yaps. Say that again. The apps.
The apps.
Okay.
The apps.
Di
The
ba
apps that
Apple
I
the
have
app?
been.
Apple the app. Hindi Apple the app. Di ba? Apple the app.
Yes.
Okay. Tama ba? Sige.
The apps that I have been using are Facebook and Zoom. Facebook I mostly use for communicating with my relatives and my friends, while Zoom I have been using it to converse with my tutor and for other for other meetings that are not accepted on Facebook Messenger.
I'm not happy with your grammatical structures, your sentence structures. Bakit? Hindi sila grammatically correct. This would be your homework. I would ask you to write scripts just for apps. All right, and integrate all of these things. Phrases to begin your response. Begin lang naman yan eh. Part 1 only, not part 2 and 3. Yeah. You can write simple sentences, no problem, but majority of your sentences should be complex. Okay? How to write complex sentences. Nasa na nga ba yan? Ito. Sige, send ko yan sa'yo ulit. Kasi, importante yan. Vocabulary, tingnan natin. Fluency and coherence. Lagyan mo ng single slash kung saan ka magpo-pause. Lagyan mo ng double slashes kung saan ka magsa-stop. Ha? Okay. Tapos, practice talking. Following those slashes and speaks at length without noticeable effort. Nararamdaman ko pa yung effort mo eh. That's why I'm trying to convince you. I'm trying to convince you. No, I'm trying to
push me.
Hindi, not push.
Train.
No, what could be the proper term? Mellow down your tone. Make it sound effortless. Para ka lang nagkakwento. Without loss of coherence. Hindi ka nawawala. Nawawala ka pa eh. Nawawala ka pa. And it's not because nawala ka talaga. It's because when I listen to your sentence structures, yung how you put your ideas together, nandun yung pagkakasunod-sunod eh. Tama naman yung presentation mo, but how you connect them is problematic. I want you to improve on that. The use of conjunctions, transitional words, kulang ng accuracy. Kulang sa accuracy. Facebook and Zoom. Parang dalawang fragments na pinagtagpi. Hindi mo pa natatapos yung sentence, nagsimula ka na naman ng bagong sentence. Ganun yung pagkakari. Mama, I'll listen to it again. I'll transcribe it to you and I'll let you know bakit siya mali. Bullet number 2, may demonstrate language-related hesitation. You hesitate, that's fine, but it only has to be at times, like 20% max at of the time. Okay, some repetition or self-correction. If I ask you, how many times do you correct yourself? For, let's say, for all the questions I asked you today. Okay. You change your mind there. Don't train yourself not to change your. Pag may sinabi ka na, panindigan mo na yun, ituloy mo na yung sinasabi mo. There's no right or wrong in IELTS anyway when it comes to content, okay? Uses a range of connectives. Do you? Let me ask you, do you use a range of connectives? You only use a few and they're the most common ones. They're very common. Very common. Show your examiner that you are a band 7. Because of this, I'll give you 6 in fluency and coherence. Okay? Show me that you are worthy of band 7 next time. Lexical resource, I'm okay with you with lexical resource. Although there are some choice of words that you could have improved on. Yeah. I like it that you use idioms, idiomatic expressions. Okay. Collocation mo. They're okay. Paraphrasing. You're flexible with your choice of words, all right? Less common. A lot, several, okay? Many, several. Ano pa ba? Grammatical range mo, ayusin mo. Complex sentences. Accuracy, you're not entirely, I think majority of your grammar naman in general, they're accurate, majority of them. All right, just try to avoid making major inaccuracies like run-on sentences. Yun ang major talaga. Major yun talaga. Diyan magdadalawang isip si examiner kung bibigyan ka ba niya ng 7 or 6. Ayusin mo yung sentence structures mo para bigyan kanya ng 7. Ha? Eto, pinaplano yan. Nag-i-if ka ba? Hindi ko naririnig yung if.
Pero kasi akala ko yung if, pag lang siya, sa part 3 na, sa part 1, hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin.
No. You would notice that pwede rin. Actually, kasi depende talaga yan sa sa candidate . Pwede kasing part 1 question siya, pero dahil sa magaling nga siya na candidate, gumagamit na siya ng mga advanced sentence structures. For instance, let's say the topic is family, I have a very huge family. However, if in case we have a get together, so gumagamit na ako ng conditional nun, then we make it a point that everybody is well informed about the details of the event. Advanced sentence structure. Diba? Kasi that's the point of the speaking test . No, hindi yung part 1 lang to, part 1 lang, part 2 lang ito, part 3 lang ito. Hindi, you can actually use speculation in part 1 topics, part 1 questions. Pwede yun. No, let's say yung topic is work. Pero dahil sa sobrang gilas nung candidate, she talked about the future already, her future plans. I suppose it's possible that. No, mas maganda kasi yung nanggagaling sa iyo yung information kaysa tinatanong ka pa ni examiner. There are 2 reasons why the examiner would be asking you questions. Okay, one is positive, the other is negative. Not so good. Well, not really negative, but the other one is more preferable. Ano yung negative, the not so preferable? Yung pang kulang yung sagot mo, may gusto siyang marinig, kaya tanong siya ng tanong. She's trying or he's trying to elicit answers from you. Pwedeng in terms o binibigyan ka na ng chance para umangat ang band score mo. Okay? So pag challenge ka niya, no, wag mong isiping galit sa'yo si examiner. Kasi may mga ganong candidate eh. Bakit ganun yung examiner, no? Pakupal siya. No, he's giving you an opportunity to raise your band score by asking you challenging questions or asking you more. Pwedeng nahirapan ka kasi nga, mas mababa talaga yung level mo for what she wants to hear from you. Ngayon, pag tinanong ka niya at talagang hindi mo nasagot, bigyan ka niya na mas mababang band score. Okay, doon sa area na yun. Maybe she wants to hear more complex sentences from you kasi puro simple and compound lang sinasabi mo. Okay, so tanong siya ng tanong hanggat sa lumabas. And time is up na. Wala ka pa rin nabigay na complex. Maybe in 10 minutes, dadalawa, tatatlo. Not enough. It has to be majority of the sentences. Okay? Mas maganda, yung pangalawa, yung positive of why the examiner will be asking you more questions because you are so interesting. You are so interesting with what you're saying that she wants to hear more. No? O kaya naman she would ask you a general question in such a way that you would have a lot of things to say about it. So think about these things I'm telling you. Last na, I am not sure if I share this to you. Have I? Sige, this is French. Have I shown this to you before?
No, not yet.
Francesca. We only well, ayan. Hindi siya IELTS student, but well, actually not only Francesca. I have several students preparing for IELTS who also did the same thing. And this one helped them a lot kasi nga, napagko-connect nila yung written word with the spoken with spoken English, and they're able to be more aware of their sentence structures. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Hi, I'm Francesca, and you may call me Franchi. I'm 38 years old. So nag-end siya dun, di ba? And I live in Italy in a small town called Quattro Castella, period. I'm married to Giovanni, with whom. Okay. Tapos consciously, she would use which, like, but, and. Yan. And there's more. So she keeps on improving actually. Transitional words niya, signpost words and phrases. Okay. He have improved as she wrote her scripts. Tell me about your goals. So parang meron muna siyang parang thesis statement. No? Sinasabi niya na, well, I have personal and professional goals. Goals, ayan. Ikaw kasi ang style mo is go straight to the point ka eh. No? You discuss professional goals, right? Ayun kanina work. Sabi ko, how about personal? Importance of colors. Hindi ba siya importante sa'yo? Ako, pag naka-black ako, feeling ko sexy ko. Di ba? Pag naka-white ako, feeling ko ang linis-linis ko. Pag naka-yellow ako, feeling ko ang happy-happy ko. Pag pink ang cheeks ko, feeling ko 25 years old ako. Colors, they affect our lives. Okay. In terms of wherein, yan, ano yan, complex sentence yan. I would like to, that's opinion. Wherein, tapos she utilizes commas, then so practice na rin siya ng writing at the same time. Oh, ito. And then she integrates some vocabulary in her scripts. But I don't, look at the length. Saktong IELTS lang ang length. Do you like your hometown? Honestly, I pretty like it. Oy, gamitin mo nga pala tong pretty. Oo, sabi ni Keith. Honestly, I pretty like it. I pretty like it. Double slashes. This place is rich in superb sceneries. Mas magaling ka dito. But look at her scripts. Pang band 8 na nga eh. No? At pag pinapractice mo sa kanya yan, pag she can really from I would say from band 6, nahi-hit na niya yung some aspects of band 8 except for pronunciation kasi Italian siya. Mas magaling ka dito, kaya mo to. Huh? This place is rich in superb sceneries. Instead of beautiful, she replaced that word with superb. Hills, sceneries, hills, a lot of kids, yeah, no, a lot of, that's fine. A lot of kids playground in the nature and the possibility to walk along several incredible, instead of beautiful, incredible forest paths. Also, this town is safe, people are hospitable and genuine. I couldn't ask for more living in this magnificent place. Share ko to sa'yo. Do not share to anyone, please. Kasi this is owned by Francesca. Tapos gawa ka ng sarili mo, ha?
Okay.
When can you send me your scripts? I want to take a look at them.
Tomorrow morning. I'll do it tonight.
Okay. Tapos maya-maya, ay ano ba ito? Cancel. Okay. Did you learn anything from your drills today?
Yes, I learned a lot.
Did you get some insights, realize where you're making mistakes?
Yes, ma'am.
Na-feedbackan ka ba ng ganyan before?
No, not specifically.
Not like this.
Yes.
Okay. Sabihin ko sa'yo, pag na-improve mo yung mga sinasabi ko sa'yo, kayang-kaya mo mag-7. No? But in general, try to sound communicative. Yan. Tsaka yung relaxed tone. Very important yun. Tsaka yung pauses. Lahat ng dami. Okay. So that's it for today. PM na lang tayo kung anong oras tayo magkikita bukas. We can make it earlier. All right.
Thank you, ma. Good night.
Happy
Valentine's.
Valentine's. Bye.
Aura-aura ka na dyan.
Naantok na ako. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.